We already showed you how to up level on site using stone coat countertops right over existing laminate. Now we're going to show you how to tie that room together with travertine tile. We're going to show you the simple steps how to install and grout travertine tile like a pro. Stay tuned and enjoy the video.
Remember, when you subscribe to our channel, click on the red subscribe button and be sure to ring the bell so you get notified every time we have a new video. Thanks again. It's reveal time. The kitchen's complete except for the backsplash. I'm gonna go back and help Ken do the backsplash.
All right, we got the kitchen complete with the countertops. It's time for the backsplash. You won't believe the difference a backsplash makes. It can really set the kitchen to the next level. Let's get started. Are you ready, Ken?
I am ready. Let's get with it.
What did you pick out here?
This is travertine, and we have some border to accent. And we took every other tile out and did epoxy on it to match our backsplash. This is what's going to go behind the stove. And these will take that color all the way around the room.
Oh, so you're tying everything together by putting epoxy over some of the tiles, and you created really a splash guard that goes behind the stove.
I used one of the old cabinet doors to do that.
That's true DIY fashion right there. You turn the cabinet door into backsplash. I love it, man. That's sweet. Oh, I like this design, and I really like that you're tying in the colors of the epoxy into the backsplash. Super cool. And you made this island yourself.
We did.
That is really beautiful. Everybody just hangs out here, huh?
They did.
And you said you want to match the sheen of your countertops to the island, so we're gonna do the ultimate top coat on everything.
Yes. I can't wait for that. I love the texture of that ultimate top coat.
All right, guys, this is what you need to do a tile job. You're gonna need a level. I love the little bubble levels when you're doing small tiles. A margin trowel, some tape to mask with. In this case, we're doing small tiles, so we need a V-notch trowel, a speed square, some towels, a grout float, wedgies. I like wedgies for small tile as well, especially natural stone like travertine. You get to manipulate it with a wedgie. You want some longer screws, okay? You're gonna put these outlets further out from the wall because you got 3/8 tile and you got thin set. So you need longer number 6 screws. You're gonna need a knife, a pencil, and sponges. I also like to use a product called Omnibond. Omnibond is our mastic, our thin set is what's gonna stick to this wall, and it's got good upfront adhesion. I'll show you what that is. Sorry, it's called Omni Grip. Guys, that's a pro tip. I don't get paid to tell you about this. This stuff is awesome. All right, guys, right here behind the stove, we went to pull the slide-in stove, the range out, and it's really mechanically fastened. It's gonna be a pain in the butt to get this thing out. It's a really nice unit. So what we're doing is we're cheating. We're building our bridge right here to hold our tile with glue and accelerator so that it just bites right to the sheetrock, and then we'll build off of that. Of course, the rest of the kitchen we could use our normal mastic, but here we're using glue and accelerator. That's a pro tip. That's how you avoid pulling out that heavy range. So let's keep going. Put my tile to my level line. And then hold it for about 10 seconds and you'll be ready for the next step. Another pro tip, guys, is you can see that I've drawn a line center of this space, and I started my tile center off of that. This is really the focal point. It wouldn't be over here. It wouldn't be on the other side of the kitchen. It's right here. This is your center point that you're trying to accentuate. So start your layout where your main accentuation point is. Is that even the word, accentuation point? So that's where you want to start it. And then my trim tiles, that border is stone coat backsplash. Those trim pieces will be symmetrical and you'll have equal reveals from your cabinets and everything else. That's how you do a tile backsplash like a pro. Now you know.
Travertine tile looks fantastic over epoxy no matter what style you choose. After the video, head on over to our website and check out our training portal. Follow right along with Mike on our how-to videos or download an easy-to-follow, step-by-step PDF. Find that easy epoxy recipe to follow, up-level that kitchen, and install a sweet-looking travertine backsplash. Now back to the video.
All right, I got my center point behind this backsplash. I got my trim tile set in place. It's just loose. I got my sponges just in case that rolled off to protect this nice range. And then what I've done is I've measured off the center line of the backsplash to the center line of the pot filler. I've measured off the bottom where it's all laid out and shimmed to the center line of the pot filler. We've transferred those measurements right here to the backsplash. You got your hole saw ready?
Ready to go.
Let's cut it.
All right.
Is that a certified workbench?
This is the workbench of choice for this very moment.
Hey, you got a good measurement.
Looks good.
All right, let's do it. So we're gonna line up these 45s right to the edge and then we'll fill the middle in.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. All right, we're using this little table saw to cut 45s. And so to cut a 45, I gotta get a fence to run my speed square off of, and then I could just grab my tile and I could slide it on that fence to cut a 45. That's how you do it with an inexpensive tile saw, and you get really good cuts that way. Really cool. All right, we got some mastic on the wall. That way I can put this mosaic up as one piece, okay? And then see that thin set back there? You'll just push your little red tile in, but get all these tight to the wall. And you put that V-notch doesn't allow so much ooze out, so you don't make a big mess with your tiles. See how you're not getting it coming through the grout joints, where you don't have a bunch of cleanup to do tomorrow when we grout. Let me go ahead and get that red one, okay? And we'll put this right here. And then we'll just use our wedgies at that one, because we don't want that to slide down, because it's no longer on that net, you know, that fiberglass. Another thing that you can do to get those all flat is use your grout float.
Ah, pro tip.
Yep. All right, you can see the layout is coming along really nice. This is gonna look beautiful. And because we started the center of this cooktop left and right, it's gonna be very symmetrical. But what we do is we actually find the center point of that subway tile so that we do that brick pattern and it goes right down the center, and then I cut the filler piece. The excess of that filler, we're doing our own trim so that we can come up and return this right back into that cabinet. Okay, so these are some of the tricks of the trade. This is how you get a great layout. So start right there at that center location that really stands out to you, and doing that epoxy on that backsplash on an old cabinet door, I think that was brilliant. And then leaving the windowsills loose is really smart too, because then you could finish full tile. You could actually float that and not have to cut these just little slivers off of those top pieces. What I like about these wedgies is you get it to where that gap right there is parallel to one another. And because these tiles aren't cut perfect, the wedgies give you some play in and out to set it nice and tight. All right, we're continuing. We've finished this section as far as setting the tile, and we're just wrapping around, and we're gonna fill this in. We've pre-applied our thin set, and the reason we've done that is because then it's easy to apply the mosaics by just simply setting it up and using your grout float to tap it all flush, okay? So tap that flush, that sets it nice and tight to the wall, but right up here where we don't have a lot of bite, I come back and back butter it with my margin trowel. Let me show you how. So I'll just grab a little bit of this material on the back side of my margin trowel, and I could get up here and just start back buttering this. And that's gonna really make those bite for tomorrow. When we grout, they'll be super strong. All right, guys, when you're putting your windowsills in, it's a good idea to have your tiles proud of where that windowsill sits. So the tiles are the high point. So when you put your adhesive in, you can squeeze it down to that high point and you'll get any pitch that you need. If you need it to pitch away from the windows a little bit, you can if you're in a shower, but just make your tiles the tallest point and then your glue overcomes the gap. Check it out, we got the backsplash set. Ken, what do you think, man? How'd that go? That was your first time doing tile?
It was. It was easier than I thought, and so rewarding. Very, very fun. It's always fun working with Mike.
Yeah, thank you, man. This was a good time, guys. He did his own stone coat pieces out of that travertine that he popped out of these, and that's gonna look really cool grouted. We got everything set. This looks really cool. Got a little space over here done, except we ran out of tiles, so we'll put those few tiles up tomorrow. And holy cow, this looks really good. I love the brick pattern. I love the offset joints. You know, key here is find your center point and you get really even on the back wall, and then your return walls, you can end at full tiles, you can put pinners at the top, whatever you wish. All right, we'll be back tomorrow to grout.
All right, we're back. It's time to grout. Ken's covering the plate cover so we don't get grout in the electricity. All
That'd be a shocking experience.
I really love how Ken incorporated some of the epoxy into the tile work. Good job, that's gonna look sweet. Step one of grouting, mix up the grout with water. You don't wanna go too thin. And then the fun part begins. We got our sponges, we got our grout applicator, and our buckets. Okay,
So can we do this whole thing?
we'll start with like half of it, actually. Where do you wanna mix?
Let's do it out here.
Okay. Guys, when mixing grout, you can add too much water really quick, so be conservative. Let me see that thing. And as we work it, you can always add a little more water.
Okay.
All right, folks, the grout is mixed. Kind of thick cookie dough. I got my grout float. Using the front edge of that grout float, force the grout into the cracks. So I work in small sections at a time. I'll apply the grout, kind of messy, fill all the area, then come back with pressure and get as much off as you can, because then you're coming with wet sponges and cleaning off all the grout residue.
Like a lot of things, you do it and you find out it's not as hard as what you thought it was going to be. You just got to try, right? That's the whole thing with stone coat, right? Yeah. Just make it look like somebody can do it, and they can try and find out, hey, I can do that.
And when you can't fit the grout sponge, you can just use your fingers.
It's like preschool.
Yep. In tight spots, it's perfectly acceptable to use your hands, because dirty hands equal clean money.
So when there's an excess, you want me to wipe it off and put it back in the bucket?
Yep,
Okay.
exactly. Because we can always re-wet it and use this.
Oh, okay.
You can grab this while I'm using my fingers and then
Okay, put it back in.
bam.
Okay.
So once the grout is pushed in and applied and you get most of that residue off, it's time to start wiping that travertine. Travertine is a natural stone, so it's porous and it'll suck up some of that grout. So have plenty of clean water and start wiping. So I just go really wet at first because it's a big hazy mess. But that also kind of gets it in the nooks and crannies when you do it that way.
You know, every step you think, wow, that's amazing. Look how much better it looks. Well, this step is really incredible. And I can grab another sponge so I can go over this again.
Yeah, we will, but we're gonna get most of this off. And then when most of the haze is off, you come back with super clean water.
Okay.
We hope you enjoyed this video on how to install a travertine tile backsplash over existing epoxy countertops. Be sure to subscribe and ring that bell to be notified, because we're about to do the ultimate top coat on this project for the ultimate scratch resistance and the most natural look and feel. And from all of us here at Stone Coat Countertops, we hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you on the next one, and don't forget, you got this.